you know, the next term for Toastmasters starts in July. So to get us up on the best stage, I want to just kind of set the stage on how I can empower, or we can all empower each other as new members, as well-tenured members of the Toastmasters group to really achieve our goal this year. And whatever goal that is, it's your personal goal. It's not necessarily the club goal. It's whatever you need and want to do. That's your challenge, that's your mountain that you need to climb this year. I'm going to start with very basics, so especially the newest members, they might get a little lost. It's okay. I sent out a handout, so hopefully you get everyone. I think Lauren may not have a handout. If someone has one that's a spare, if you could just pass it to her, that'd be great. It's an easy handout because it's just kind of something for you to take home, quick little checklist so that you can get it done. A lot of us that have been here for a while already have some of it already done, so you can, I know I feel satisfied when I hit a little check off a little to-do list, like my picture's on there, check. I'm going to start with just the website. I know the website's scary for a lot of people because it seems a little weird, and for those of us that manage it, it's a little classic to deal with, but it's actually very, very useful. It's a great communication tool for internally, especially for our group. And I want to utilize this in a very simple manner, in a very simple way of just having us make sure our picture's up there, which most of us have done, because a lot of us aren't here every week and we're not familiar with what you look like when you come in. But the next part, and it's even a part that not everybody does, is actually fill out your profile. And I know when people always ask me, what do I put in my profile? I go, well, put what you want to do. What do you want to learn? What do you want to get out of Toastmasters this year? What is your goal? What is your challenge? And the reason you have that piece of paper is just to jot down some notes. Maybe you have something that you know right off the bat, you're going to write it down. Maybe you don't. So while I'm speaking, something comes to you, just jot it down. So when you have your picture on the website, for our club website, it lets others know you, and you get to know others as well. So maybe you don't see Tim every day, because Tim can only come like every other week, and unfortunately maybe you're the every other week as well, but on the reverse time. But Tim's a wonderful person to know. This gives you a chance to know Tim. This is Tim, guys. And also, if you do have a small business, I'll give you a little kind of toot your own horn for your business if you want to as well. It puts others at ease, and the other nice thing is it helps us achieve our goals together. So if you write down your goal, hey, this is what I want to learn from Toastmasters this year, we all know that, and when we do an evaluation for you, we can put that in context. So later I'll give you a couple examples if you have a couple goals, whether it's personal or professional, how we can help you in the Toastmasters group. Next is another scary one, and it's Meetup. Some people aren't on Meetup, which I can understand. If you don't want to be on Meetup, it's fine. But if you're already on Meetup, or you're comfortable being on Meetup, I definitely suggest joining Meetup. It's free to join, and it's free to join our group. And the reason I say this, to join Meetup, is because this helps others that don't realize that Toastmasters exists, that there's somebody that actually meets, and we actually speak in front of people. Some people are terrified to speak. Some people just want to speak, but they don't know where to go. But this is a great avenue to let others outside of our group get to know us again. We get to know the others outside the group that we can actually reach out to. It helps us achieve our goals in the sense of we really want to spread and help other people be comfortable either speaking or achieving their other challenges. And then just kind of gives us a broader range of people to say hi to. Now, Dan's obviously great at recruiting people, but sometimes Dan is quite busy running his other businesses. And Meetup's been a great avenue to bring others in to say, hey, we're here. And we're a wonderful, friendly group. The other reason to do Meetup is to also RSVP. A lot of us forget, I understand. But at the end of each meeting, I usually figure out who was here, and then I'll RSVP for you saying, we did have 20 people show up today. And I know when I look at Meetups, you'll see all these groups that kind of sort of meet on a semi-regular, maybe 6 months ago basis, or they'll have hundreds of people, but they never have Meetup groups and they never show if anyone shows up. So it's nice to say, hey, yes, we have a group of 25 people here today. Please come and say hi to all 25 of us. But this is really simple, and this isn't the only way to get us involved. Just signing up on the club website, signing up isn't really going to get us much done, but this is just the basics of starting, of actually being active and involved in the group. Next is actually showing up. This is how you're really going to get the stuff out of Toastmasters, is being active. So showing up on some type of regular basis. You don't have to show up every week. You don't have to show up every 2 weeks. Even if your job only permits you to maybe show up every month, on a regular basis, come and meet us so we know, hey, we're here for you. We want to see you succeed in business, succeed in your personal life. We want to see you grow. Now, you may ask, what is this going to do? Some of us are here just because you're terrified of speaking in front of this large group. You're fine one-to-one. You get a big group, you go, oh God, I don't want to do that. But this also translates to work. How many of us have been to a meeting where you could have just had the meeting in email? Which I know I have. Yes. We all get ripped for that, by the way, guys. Even if you're not in control of the meeting, I know some of us will never be in control of the meeting because maybe it's not our title, maybe it's a secretary that does it. That doesn't mean you can't give feedback. In Toastmasters, we use evaluations for feedback. And especially our group, we use the Oreo approach of telling, something you did great, what's some room for improvement, and wrap it up with something you did great. So even if you aren't in control of the meeting, you do have the chance to give feedback. You can say, hey, even if it's something silly as, we had really great snacks. It may be something like that, but give them something to hold on to say, it was great snacks. Maybe next meeting, have an agenda, and then work your way up of, maybe you can get some other people involved to really delegate the experience so that other people have skin in the game to really bring some more information. Even if you don't have the title of president or vice president or manager or whatever it may be, you still have the power for feedback because that is just a person-to-person engagement. Next is, if you think about it, is your personal life. How does Toastmasters help your personal life, right? Because a lot of people here are going to be for business. Well, it does a lot. We're really talking about communication. Some people come because they're about to maybe have, unfortunately, a funeral and they're going to have say a eulogy, and that's a very hard thing to do, and that's a very common thing to come here for. The other common thing is to maybe do a toast at a wedding. You're not comfortable, in front of your bride's guests, and you have to now stand up in front of 500 people and do a toast, and that's kind of where Toastmasters comes in to help you with a toast. But then it's actually a little more than that. I've had a couple people actually, because they practiced speaking in front of a group, they were comfortable speaking to their HOA. Maybe they needed new sidewalks. Maybe they needed better water, better lights in their community. Something like that can really help your personal life grow. I realized I was in your way, sorry, Steve. Can really help your personal life grow. Just being comfortable standing in front of a crowd saying, I have something to say, let me say it. And this is where Toastmasters can really come in. Is if you want to speak up, you want to practice it, we're here to help you out. So this year, I want us to achieve our challenge. Whatever challenge that may be, whatever challenge you may have, whether it's, hey, I want to be vice president at work. How can we do that? I don't know. Well, when you want to be, say, vice president at work, it's going to be, when you're doing your speeches, we can give you feedback on, hey, this sounds like someone a vice president would say. Maybe this wording isn't quite right. Maybe this doesn't sound right. So if we know that as a group, and even as your evaluators go on further, then we know this is how we can kind of put a lens on what we're giving you evaluations for. Most of us are business owners, so we want to increase our business. How can we increase our business? Well, most of us have clients of some sort. So if you're doing any type of client presentation, we can put our mind at ease and say, hey, I'm going to be talking to real estate agents. Let's try to put our real estate agent hats on. Give us feedback in this manner. That helps us out kind of grow our business. At home, maybe you want to be a better partner. I can't think of a better way than better communication. Just talking. Yes, you may have been together for years and years, and you talk about everything, but I even know I've been with mine for 8 years, going on 9, and there's still sometimes when I'm like, oh God, this is going to be an awkward chat. We all do it. It's human nature, but this helps us get more comfortable with saying, okay, I can do it. Even if you have to write out your conversation, you may not read it word for word to them, but at least having that as an active thing really helps with speaking and communicating to your partner. Next is maybe your kids are going off to college. You're going to be an empty nester. They're going to fly off. How do you prepare them? Well, that's a great question. And I had to think about this one for Annette. Hi, Annette. Call out. And it's also about communication for me as well, as saying, what resources do we have? We have communication. What's the best way to communicate? communicating period is going to be one of it. And what are your resources? We have a lot of resources in here that can help you do if you do have to leave, have someone fly the nest. So this year, take some time, write down your goals, tell us and share your goals when you're comfortable so we can all help you achieve your goal. And let's make this the best Toastmaster year yet.